Hey guys, this is June, the professional bum, MlmGiantKiller. In this video, I want to talk about cherishing your caregivers. So, with Christmas around the corner, and I know in Australian and American cultures, it's very popular that when when the youth reach a certain age, they tend to move out of the house, right? So, maybe you live separately from your parents or grandparents, and maybe it was your parents or your grandparents that brought you up as a child. And I would like to urge you to take today or take this week to think about and possibly even think about, not just think about, but actually spend some time with the people that brought you up. There was a picture that I came across, and I just saw it. I found it very melancholic. I'm most probably going to be putting that picture into a blog post, and I'm going to link that blog post to. So I'm going to put this video into a blog post, and I'm going to find that picture and put it in this blog post also, so they can see it. But this picture basically is about. It shows. A parent or a grandparent holding a child. Actually, I think it was a grandma holding a child, a baby at the time. And then in the next picture, it shows the grandma holding the kid's hand, like as if they're walking to school or something, right? And then the next one, we show them about the same size. Now we have the infant, and then we go to a young kid, and then now like teenager, they're around the same size because maybe grandma shrunk a little, and the teenager also grew by a bit, so they're about the same height. And then after that, midlife, they show that how they're not spending time together, and in the next moment, when it comes back again, this time around, it's like just the same way how grandma used to hold the young kid going to school. Now the grown adult has to hold the grandma by the hand as she walks with the aid of a walking stick. And then the next picture, probably osteoporosis. The grandparent shrinks, to a rather small, frail being, and then the grown adult now carries the grandma in arms. And in the final picture, like the grown adult now holds an urn of the grandma, and the urn is now about the same size as a newborn baby. So it's a very melancholic picture, and I first saw that picture a year ago. Somehow it got to me. I think it was in an email, one of those viral forward email things, and that kind of caught my attention. And ever since then, I started thinking very differently about life and people, and it kind of my grandma used to. By the way, I just came back from a visit to my grandma, but she used to be the one who brought me up as a kid. My parents were busy, making money and doing their careers up till I was 12. So my grandma was basically my main caregiver the whole time. And then when I moved out to be my parents, we got to see my grandma less and less. It went from daily to like once a week, and then became like once in 2 weeks. I also remember the time when I think my parents probably realized that my grandpa wasn't doing too well, and so I think we kind of like distanced ourselves in anticipation that he was going to basically pass away. And then I think it got to a point that was as bad as I was seeing my grandma only a few times a year, like special occasions maybe. It was kind of saddening. So the last few weeks I've made a commitment to see my grandma every week, and it's also quite depressing when my grandma used to be able to walk independently. She used to be able to chase me down the shopping mall, but increasingly, she went to walking stick, and then to one of those things that you roll along, and now she's in a wheelchair. And for the past 2 weeks, she had a hip injury, and she was warded. Second time this year. So quite depressing. And I think this is where I appreciate that, you know, my online business has allowed me to spend more time with my grandma now as compared to when I was struggling in my tennis business. Like just now, she asked me how things were with my work. So I said I'm not doing the tennis thing anymore. I'm doing this internet marketing stuff and training people in the seminars and all that. So it says, well, how does that pay? I said, it pays well, and then that's the most important thing. If it pays well, you do it. You know, why bother doing things that don't reward? Which is true. You know, the stupid tennis thing didn't reward me well, and I just felt I wasn't taken seriously by you know, clients. Partly also because of global warming. Because of global warming, you know, rain getting so frequent, and people think, you know, if it's gonna be raining anyway, might as well do something else. So obviously, you know, people would cancel because they had a date, they had some school thing, you know, they had some holiday travel. I mean, but at the end of the day, who suffers? Me. And over the course of 1 year, I saw how my income declined from 10 grand a month to 8 grand to 6 grand to 5 grand something to 4 grand to 3 grand, and basically to 2 grand at one point, and in the worst months even like 800 in a whole month, you know, and that was when I really suffered. And when I suffered, all that time waiting, you know, for the next hour that perhaps good weather could resume and I could commence, you know, my schedules again, which turned to a day after day of fruitless waiting, when I could otherwise be spending that time doing productive things and also spending time with my loved ones. And you know, that really hurt me, and that gave me a really, really bad aftertaste of you know, that kind of lifestyle. So I fully appreciate what I do right now. And now, you know, right now I've got a nice residual income from several online businesses, but I'm not just going to stop right there. Why? Because I mean, I love my grandma to bits, and on top of that, my parents are also aging, and you know, when it comes to the time, you know, my parents unfortunately didn't really see the purpose of insurance early on, so they kind of like ditched their insurance policies. And after my mom contracted cancer, my dad kind of like went paranoid about it, and it's like, oh my god, you know, it's so costly to have cancer. I don't want to be the next one to tie everyone down by a sudden illness of a sort. So my dad went nuts with buying insurances and all. But I mean, we never know what's going to happen, and I think it's like, for me, that's the reason why I mean, for a lot of people, for the amount of income that I get every month right now, a lot of people think that's really good. But no, I'm not going to stop just that. I'm going to take this all the way to 6 figures a month. I'm taking this to 6 figures a month by June next year. And maybe that might be my first 6 figure month, I don't know. But I've got to take the 6 figures a month, because I know that as time goes by, everyone around the family is aging, and someone's going to need a hand up. And it's going to be so unfortunate if you know, someone is in desperate need of a medical bailout, and I'm not able to contribute the funds required for that. You know, so I wish to be prepared, and I want to urge everyone watching this video, which is kind of, I know, solemn and kind of like off-putting, but well, I hope you made some sense out of what I said. So think about things I said and do something for yourself too. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Check out the picture that I mentioned, it's down below. Yeah, if you're wondering why, just kind of like, just feeling kind of depressed, but at the same time determined. Alright, I'll see you next video. Bye.